I've heard it, referenced as maybe a gut punch. I didn't feel quite as much like a gut punch as it was just shock. It was kind of a surreal type situation. One of the things that had happened prior to the diagnosis, we had already had the biopsy, and we went to church that next Sunday. The diagnosis was on the following Tuesday, and throughout the entire church service, we'd been very positive about, very optimistic. But the message and worship prior to the message, the whole time I felt like I was being prepared for something. By the time we got the diagnosis, even though it was a shock, I think, and I don't want to speak for him, but I think deep down both of us kind of knew something was on the horizon. So while it was still surreal, the worst part was the unknown. They couldn't tell us what kind. They couldn't tell us what stage. They couldn't tell us what the prognosis looked like or what I was to look forward to from a treatment standpoint.
When the news was given, it was like Angela described it, it was a slap in the face, even though we kind of expected that there might be something. It is a cold slap in the face when you hear it. And of course, our minds always go to thankfulness to the Lord for us even having a life together, and then, oh no, is this going to be a quick path down a very dark road? You can't help but have that go through your mind. So I think that's where my mind was after she received her diagnosis. It's just that feeling of, I just don't want her to go through this.
We had this original surgery, it was a lumpectomy. They will not close you up or bring you out of the OR until they have clean margins. And so when I woke up, I was told that the margins were clean, the lymph nodes, was good news all around. And so we thought that was going to be it, and that we would just be facing a little bit of radiation and then, one and done. When we went back to this surgeon, she said, we got clean margins. What I didn't tell you is there was some tissue outside the margins that something inside of me told me to get a sample of. I don't know what it was, I just had a gut feeling. And I was right there, and we have had it sent off, and it has come back a different kind. And it is permeated through the entire tissue. First of all, not everybody believes in the God that we serve, right? That was an advantage, is to have that hope. I can't imagine anybody going through something like this that didn't have the hope. I mean, you can trust your doctors, and you can trust those that are caring for you, that are helping you make those, very difficult decisions. But ultimately, He's the great physician, right? He gets to make that determination.
When you go through life with an understanding that the Lord has control of everything, and that the ultimate destiny is His to decide, that can give you a peace whenever you're dealing with something like this.
Even if you're a believer, there's still that anxiety and fear that whispers in your ear, that can be very uncomfortable and very scary. I even remember I was in the first chemo treatment. That to me was scarier than even the surgeries themselves. Rene couldn't be in there, and it can be overwhelming. Like I said, it's the fear of the unknown. Once we knew or had experienced something, we realized, we can do that. I can do this. We can get through this. I was in there. I was very anxious, very fearful, and I knew that was not the place where God meets you where you are, but that anxiety and fear is not from Him. He's not the author of that. So I turned on the music I just had my earbuds, and never heard this song before, but it was Peace Be Still by Hope Darst. And the floodgates opened, and I immediately started crying. I think I sent you the link to it. I sent it to Stacy as well, and I had to have a little crying jag, and then after that I felt just complete and utter peace. I mean, to the point where I've even used the music. I've made a song list of all of these songs that I heard or that just came on at the right moment, or when I've started second guessing or feeling afraid or feeling anxious. There would be music that would come on at just the right time. When we're talking about giants, you know, the very first line of Sea of Victory, which was the song that just became almost my theme song throughout this entire battle, was the weapon may be formed, but it won't prosper. When the darkness falls, it won't prevail, because the God I served, I knew this would happen, knows only how to triumph. My God will never fail. And it's, you know, I'm going to see a victory, for the battle belongs to you.
Every story doesn't turn out as positive as ours, but what is common is everyone in life goes through great times and they go through tough times. And if you have faith with the Lord, it makes you more appreciative for those good times, because you realize they're a gift. And when you go through these tough times, He'll give you the peace to deal with it. And we've said many times, we don't see how people go through these kind of things if they don't have faith. It's a humbling experience to be reminded just how little we have control of. And this is certainly one that does that.